everybody. My name is Todd Bright. Welcome to All In Gestures, which is our Saturday workshop day. We're going to be doing feedback and Q&A tonight. This is called Redline Live, and this is when our members submit some of their drawings. And it's been a wacky week, so thanks for tuning in, and thank you to our artists who have submitted their work. We have a little catch-up to do. We have to do two different themes. What we did, we started our Olympics month this month, and we just finished snowboarding, men's snowboarding, and the week before that we did Galinda from Wizard of Oz, because we had Wizard of Oz from Wicked, and because we had finished up our pop culture month. So all that to say, we got some drawings to look at, and we can look at some things here. Mr. Matt is in my ears, so he can read any questions you guys might have in the member chat or on YouTube. So welcome. And yeah. That's it, man. Yeah, we're not doing Instagram tonight because my computer freezed me out. I know. I was so bummed out. I was like trying to log in, and it was like, oh, well, you just lost privileges to log in for 24 hours to Instagram. So yeah, I need my computer to do that. So, anywho, here I am. You're looking at the side of my head. That's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Let's just get into some drawing. Here we go. All right, so RW is here. Hi, RW. And since you're here, I'll let you go first. That way, if you want to go, you can. Here you go. All right, this for the snowboarding. I've seen some snowboarders, very cool. I like the bend on the back of that one. Feels like there's some good weight. That's good. I dig it. This one looks like he was bummed out because broke his goggles. I think I remember this pose. Those are actually my goggles. Totally trashed. Anyway, but my 20-year-old goggles, so they deserved to perish. Anyway, so, all right, this one, I just wanted to kind of mess with the, whatchamacallit, a little bit of the shapes and stuff, okay? Who is that? Luke's on YouTube. What's up, Luke? Thanks for keeping us company over in our lonely YouTube over there. Awesome. Okay, I like the back bend. I dig that very much. I feel like that arm got a little tiny, so I'm just gonna mess with just some drawing stuff. I think your staging is actually pretty nice. As far as like you have that nice hunch on the back, and that's really cool. And I feel like I want to make this arm a little longer. Got a little short there. But if I were to bring the arm up a little bit, that might be really cool. I do like how you drop the leg down a little bit more. Let's see here. But yeah, just staging wise, you know, I'm going to go ahead and leave your goggles where they're at. Let's see. I kind of want to tilt the head maybe to the side a little bit just to simplify it. Almost a profile view, you know. And yeah, you know, 3/4 is nothing wrong with it. But sometimes that profile, it's just giving that statement of like what is the model looking at, you know. Actually, you know what? Speaking of staging, let's see here. I'm gonna fix what I was just talking about, for crying out loud. I'm gonna tilt his head down. Let's see, got his helmet on. So again, this was a snowboarding theme last week. And our model Michael did a great job being our professional snowboardy. Yeah, the cool long hair and all those good things. Let's see here. And this leg, I feel like I want to give this leg um, a little bit more structure to it. Um, the hip is up here a little bit. And since he's kind of relaxed, I'm going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a bend. To his leg. Just to give it a little bit more anatomy, like picturing that hip up there underneath the jacket, sitting on his butt. So hip shape, rear end, thigh, and yes, very baggy pants, right? Big shapes and things like that. So you can be loosey-goosey, but I feel like we needed a little bit more anatomy there. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Let's see. So just a little bit more structure to the legs, right? Just a little bit. And the that eye contact, just exaggerating it a little bit more by tilting the head down, things like that. It just kind of gives a quick read, you know, to what your figure's looking at. Okay. But yeah, for sure. Let's see, moving that over. Here we go. Okay, there we go. And this one, cool. He's booking. Yeah. What's this one? Carrying stuff. Cool. Okay. What have we got here? Okay, just knocking that back. Okay. With this one, I feel like I want to tweak that angle just a little bit. I know he was like riding his board, and I almost want to. Let's see. I don't know. I just kind of tweak a little bit. Like if I were to color that all in black, it's like with that read, with that silhouette read, and I almost want to lift the head up a little bit more above the shoulders. And I almost want to push his butt like a little bit back. I kind of like where you have it, so I don't know if I want to mess with it or not, but let's see. Yeah, Matt said that foreshortened angle is very tricky. But with this angle, looks like I'm making my drawing a little bit larger here too. With this angle, it's that whole torso bean thing, right? It's like this thing, those two shapes overlapping each other. So thinking about those shapes, okay, we're just talking a little bit about shape, right? And I know he has that big puffy jacket and all that stuff. Let's see. Let's see, tweaking. But I could feel you pushing this pose, which I like. I was trying to think, how can we? I think the main thing for me is that silhouette, you know. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I didn't get that back leg very good either, but like, I think lifting him up a little bit, and sometimes you gotta pick one way or the other with these things. Like I'm choosing to bring those hips back. I can't see it. Like if this is his chest here, there you go. I'm like pushing these back was kind of my thought. If that makes sense. And the head up a little bit. I'm not trying to stiffen it, but just trying to make it read and picking a shape language there, a shape thing here, rather than making everything too in the middle, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think my drawing up here is better than the one down there. Anyway, okay, but yeah, cool. And I like the other drawing you did, RW, the him carrying the board thing. Let's see, yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I like it. I like the angle. You kind of push that a bit. Yeah, I would just remember to draw through. I know he's climbing up the mountain or whatever, kind of carrying his board. Just draw through a little bit, and that'll help track where you want to ultimately put that hand, just so it's not just a floating hand. And obviously the board is covering up that hand, right? I mean, I'm not the hand, but the arm. Yeah, RW said, "Thank you, sir. Have to remember to pick a side." Yeah, pick a side, man. But yeah, just draw through. And yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Well, great job, RW. Thank you for submitting. What was that? Oh, yes, snowboarding. Matt's in my ear telling me all about his first time snowboarding. I could tell you about my first time. Oh, man. It was like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and I remember it very well. So does my body. I shattered somewhere along the way. Mr. Corey. Yeah, man. I like this kind of pose here. Let me move this over. There we go. I like this pose here, where he's just kind of standing all victorious. Looks very cool. Very nice. I can tell you had some fun with these. I was gonna look at these ones where he's putting his gear on, and I like this one here in the upper left. That feels good. It feels a little casual putting his stuff on, but I kind of like it. The arms look good, proportions look great. I feel like this bottom right one, I like that you have his head kind of cocked back. He's like straining to put on his boot. I think that was a good choice in trying to push the pose. But with that, if you're gonna, because I know Michael was kind of more straight armed. I think I have mine back here somewhere. Michael's was a bit more straight armed and kind of looking down at his stuff, his boot, but I like your Sorry, I got some Galinda drawings here. I liked your. Well, this is kind of what Michael's doing. I'll switch the camera real quick. He had like a straighter arm, and he was looking down. And Corey, I liked your solution of trying to push that idea, and he's kind of tilting back. That's very cool. Oop, hang on 1 second. So let's mess with it a little bit. I kind of want to do that straight arm even for this one. So I'm just gonna kind of take your idea and push it a little further. And that straight, like straights, you know, we talk about straights and curves, right? And straight defines the action, while curve defines volume, right? And so you kind of have him straining and coming back, which is totally fine. But I'm just gonna drop his shoulders a little bit. Almost like they're being pulled down, you know. And I have my hands here. Can't get his leg inside his boot. What did I do? I had his leg up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe even bend his leg up even more, because it looks like your leg kind of disappears there a little bit. But maybe really push it, you know, off to the side maybe. It's like behind the arms. It's a really weird blob of a face I just did. But anyway, all that to say, let's see if that reads a little bit. Yeah, just like that straight, like if his head is going back and his arms are straight, it's almost like you get a little bit of tension. If he's really like, you know, it's that idea of him pushing with that foot that's going into the boot, that push going that way, and so his body's going the opposite way. It's actually a very interesting thing you're doing, which I like it, but I'm just trying to push even what you did a little further, okay? So opposite forces gives that nice tension and that drama, so very cool. All right, great job, Corey. Yes, Matt said, looks like you have squash and stretch at the same time, and that's exactly right. Yes, sir. Squash and stretch. Yeah, seeing opposites together, like that's why they're opposites, right? It creates that movement. It's very, very cool. Mr. Michael P. Thank you for submitting, Michael. There we go. These are Galinda poses. Very lovely. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Well, I like all of them, man. Really nice stuff. A lot of people had a lot of fun with that Galinda theme, and you can go back in our archives, those of you who hadn't seen it, and really yeah, check it out. And we're gonna have some extra bonus poses. I didn't tell you about that, Matt. Bonus poses. What? Yeah, it's gonna be a new member benefit. Sequential poses. Okay, let's see here. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, oh wait, sorry, I'm doing the sitting one. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. She's kind of coy there. I like it. Let's see. It's like you have. Let's see. I don't know. I'm digging it, dude. There's something about it. I almost want to simplify it, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this is just me being nitpicky here. Like she's kind of being coy, you know? And I almost wanted to. I don't know if she's holding something with this hand. I know the model had her arm dropped, so it's fine that you straightened her arm out. But when you think about that, what's that? Erica Bay just showed up. Welcome, Erica. She has some lovely drawings to look at tonight as well. No, you're good. Because, Michael, I like the tilt of the head. Totally cool. Just kind of. But I wanted to push that body language a little bit, and this is so subtle, man. So, you know, it's almost a preference, but I feel like to get that feeling of her with that shoulder up, the one that's kind of, you know, at us or whatever, or closest, whatever. This one that her chin is on, dropping the other one. Okay, it's like giving that opposite angle. But other than that, it's got a really nice feeling, you know. And you can have her arm the way you have it. I just kind of straightened it like the model had, but I think that was it. I think it's the shoulder drop, just to push that attitude, that coyness, or that, you know, flirtiness, or something like that. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. All right. Well, very nice, dude. Oh, yes. Yeah, so we did the sequential thing. I have a member uh, uh, reaction in my ear right now. And said so many reasons to become a member of AIG. That's right. But yeah, we did Galinda sequential stuff, and we did the K-pop Demon Hunters thing. Yeah. So I don't know, RW. I'm just gonna quit noodling with your stuff. I think with this, I was just thinking, uh, considering this was Galinda, maybe just to dainty her up a little bit. But I love the movement in your drawing. I think it's lovely. So, and I think the arms got a little thick as far as just like thinking of who this character is. I think we could, you know. But that's just me being a little picky since you submitted your drawings. But really nice stuff. I think you did a great job. Okay, moving on. Oh, one more. Oh, I really like this one too, man. The one where she's just kind of casually, I don't know what she was doing, the model. She's just kind of casually waving that wand, just kind of being lazy or upset or something like that. I think that lean looks really good, what you did. So nice work. Nice work. All right, moving on. Speaking of Erica, hello, Erica. Let's see here. Another Galinda. Very cool. I love the back bend here. I think this is great. She just kind of has that surprised look, and the break of the wrist feels really good, and I like the movement in the hair, and yeah, really nice one. Very simple. Didn't overdo it. Looks really good. Um, this one, just being nitpicky, I'm gonna see if I could tweak that shoulder. This is more like a drawing thing. But I love the lean. I love her expression. All those things. Let's see. Yeah, looks good. Looking good. Let's see here. Is this that same pose? You just kind of did your thing? Very cool. Yeah, so that's fine. You dipped it down the way you wanted, like she's looking down or something. Let's see here. I almost wanted to twist her chest a little bit more. And dip, if you're gonna dip that front shoulder down, if that's the choice. I love the arm. You got some. So Eric, I was looking at this when I was putting this all together tonight. I think you got some really nice anatomy happening. I know you study a lot. Um, I know you do a lot of classes with Aaron Blaze and uh, other artists, and I know you're working and studying. And there's just some really nice bits of anatomy drawn right in with that forearm, especially these forearms and stuff. So all that to say, I can see it. That hard work poking through, man. All that to say, let's see. Twisting the chest a little bit. And I like that you have the clavicle there to kind of help with that angle. Let's see. Ah, disappeared. Here we go. Yeah, I think that's, I'm just trying to draw over what you did, but I'm messing, because I feel like we lost something with the shoulder, like the shoulder area and this deltoid, and I'm trying to get it back, so that's kind of what I'm up to here. You're welcome, Erica. Let's see here. So I'm just lengthening this arm here as I'm fleshing it out a little bit. Let's see. All right, just kind of fleshing things around a little bit here. Bear with me. Yeah. Okay, so I like what you did, but I'm kind of tweaking a little bit. Just adding a little bit more to that spot there. Kind of spread it out a little bit, give it a little bit more twist in the torso. Because her arm, because you have her, and again, it could be a coming at you kind of a thing with the foreshortening of that draped down arm, but I went ahead and lengthened mine straighter. Since the shoulder dipped more, her arm's going to get a little bit longer, that kind of thing. So just watch those anatomies in these complicated areas. Yes. All right. Nitpicky. Great job tonight, though. All right, moving on. And this one's really nice, too. Yeah, really nice feeling in these. Yeah, I dig it. Okay. Very nice. Moving on. Great job, Erica. Alrighty. Who we got here? We got two more. We got Mr. Scott and Mr. Luke. Okay, Mr. Scott. Very cool. Let's see here. Very powerful poses. Let's see here. I almost want to dainty her up a little bit, though. She's looking a little superhero-ish, which is fine, but because you have all this lovely movement, I feel like we could just, again, dainty her up just a little bit. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so maybe she's holding something. Yeah, she looks a little bit, yeah, a little bit warriorish, right? I'm just gonna try to, again, dainty her up. Thinking, what would you call that with fashion? You would call that petite, right? Petite. Especially like when you think of Aria Grande, you know, she's very petite actress or singer, right? So yeah, not really messing with your pose, dude. Just messing with the proportions of the particular character. That's all. And one way to do that, not to make not to make them stick figures, you know, but dampening down a little bit of the anatomy, like streamlining it a little bit, you know. Um, other ways to like feminize things, and this always stuck with me. But working on Mulan years ago, um, pushing those thin wrists and thin ankles, you know, getting that taper, and you're doing that here. I'm not saying that, but it's just another way to possibly feminize, you know. But I love all the breaks in the wrists that you have. Really nice, dude. That's another good thing to do. Yeah, this was a really fun class. I remember that day. That was a good one. our model Annette did a great job. Alrighty, cool. So just kind of thin her out just a little bit. Nice. Okay. Yeah. But again, Scott, always with the good action in their poses. Always with the good action. We got princesses and snowboarders tonight. Awesome. Good combo. Is that a... I got a question from Matt. Can I talk about the differences of Mulan versus Emperor's New Groove? Stylistically, there's a lot more, I would say, Emperor's New Groove, Joe Mosier, he was the character designer on that, and used a lot of straights and curves. That was kind of like the rules that were established. Thinking of like the Incan culture and the art, kind of borrowed a lot of those graphical shapes to influence the character design. And absolutely incredible designs that he did. And I would say Mulan also has straights and curves, but it's really way more S-curvy in things. The straights are a little bit more subtle, not as harsh, right? Not as graphic in that way. It had its own graphic stuff. It was based off of Chinese calligraphy. A lot of those curves and stuff like that. You know, you had the hands. Let's see if I can remember. But her hands were, you know, very simplified, you know. These are probably too thin and long, but a lot of S curves. Oh yeah? Yeah. So that's kind of a, not a very good Mulan hand, but very, yeah, very delicate. Yeah. And so whenever I draw, getting back to Scott's stuff here, and I try to push that feminine vibe, I'm like, okay, you know, how delicate can I get here? You know, I mean, you know, different body shapes and stuff like that. But when I think of like this particular character, this is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, I mean, a while back we did a Viking woman theme. I forget what month or year that was, but so good. Gosh, what was her name? Her name was Kelly, the model, and we haven't had her with us for a while. But she was fantastic, and she's very athletic, body type. But and she was a great Viking warrior, but also very feminine at the same time, and it was really a fun thing to try to capture. She was fantastic. I remember that. So similar thing here, Mr. Dude. Yeah, that's all. Let's see. I think with this one, I wanted to spin, instead of her chest pointing at us, like her chest, where am I? Here I am in the camera, pointing at us, right? And then her head turned this way. It seems a little uncomfortable as far as like her being, if she has a headache or she's grieving or whatever. So I wanted to uh, kind of slink her back a little bit, like bend that back and turn her chest a little bit more 3/4, not so straight on, you know. And I think I changed your head angle, but that's just my choice. But all that to say, it helps to give that feeling of a little bit of weight pulling that way when you reverse the angle of that back. Instead of putting all that weight on her arm, that it's kind of like propped up there a little bit. It's like that's an exaggeration on my arm, but it just feels like let her body react to that weight as well, let it sink down. So anyway, thank you again, as always, Mr. Scott, for submitting your beautiful stuff. Put that up there. And last and not least, we have Mr. Luke. Thanks for hanging in there, Luke. I know you're here with us. I thought this one was a lot of fun. Woohoo! For some reason, this reminds me of the guy from Mallrats. I don't know why. Have you ever seen that movie? Old Kevin Smith movie. I just thought it was fun. A lot of good energy in this pose. Very, very cool, man. So nicely done. Looks like he's totally stoked. I think he exaggerated this really well. So really cool. This one, I think I like the exaggeration in the pose. It looks like he's moving. That's what we want, right? Let's see. And this is our last pose for this evening. But just want to tweak the proportions a little bit. So I'm either going to have to make his upper body smaller or whatchamacallit. Let's see here. Let's see here. And it's going to push and pull different places. I'm going to bring this, just make a decision here on my jacket. I'm going to bring it up and around this leg here. Okay. I like the chest you have here. I like put his goggles down here. I like it. I'm just gonna bend his head down a little bit, buddy. Let's see. I don't know. I like the lean that you have better in your head, though. It's like all the way back there. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna get rid of my head. I think I was just trying to pull together. Maybe the head got a little small. I was just trying to pull together that thinking of his anatomy here. Let's see here. All right, just tweaking. Whoop. There he is. see here. I don't know about that straight arm under here. It seems a little unnatural, but you kind of went for it, so I'm gonna go for it too. Almost, if he's resting his arm on his thigh there, I'm not sure. But I think the biggest thing, I'm just gonna leave it off, but I think the biggest thing was just getting that arm, that front arm, just a little bit more under control there, proportions wise, okay? Yeah, and use those close to your advantage, you know, as far as the reacting to the leg. I have it coming up and over. It comes around, reacts, and then comes up, you know. And it's just a shell, the jacket. It's we talked about that a little bit in class. Kind of hangs down a little bit. Okay? But yeah, nice stuff. Until you had some fun. Pulled off some really nice movement. All right. Well, that's it. Everybody go to bed. Brush your teeth. Wash your face. Anyway, thank you guys for submitting your work. And for those of you who are members, we're doing a pre-recorded session because it's Valentine's Day. I'm hanging out with my wife. Yeah. And on Saturday. And so tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be doing the pre-recorded session. So you members, if you'd like, and some reason you are around, go ahead and tune in. Keep me company. And yeah, other than that, watch the class Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It'll be broadcasting live with, as it usually does, with the member chat. And for those of you who are joining us on YouTube or Facebook tonight, I do have a basics tutorial for gesture drawing, so you could check that out. Just click on the link in my bio. And that is it. But yeah, oh, and the theme will be female figure skating this weekend. And so, yeah, enjoy that Olympics month. It's going to be a crazy month. We got lots of props and crazy stuff to try to keep track of. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Matt, for talking in my ear and reading out the comments and questions. And that's it. You guys have a great night. All right. I'll see you guys. See you this weekend. Have a great week. Get out and draw.